y'all, it is Paula with Hillbilly Orchids. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's had a fantastic week. It is the weekend time again, and it is Phal Friday time again. And I'm telling you guys, I don't know if you listened to me and increased your nitrogen on these guys, but boy, I tell you, just in the one feeding, how much difference I've gotten out of my plants since last week. It's amazing. The leaves are really growing. They're growing their extra leaf, and like I said, the moth orchids are putting out their branches on the old spikes really well. Like, they're really showing. Look how much longer that spike is from last week. It is absolutely amazing. And look how much longer that one is. Like, you can just see them grow before your eyes. This one didn't even have one here on this branch I broke. And it's branching out now. And they're all over the place. There's this one up here, which we'll have to watch. That one's going into that bud. Yeah. This branch here really branched out. It was tiny last week. They really take the food and they really take off running with the food. Look there, Shilleriana has a spike. Or no, that's not her. I was going to say, wait a minute. Now that's crazy, but that is, yeah, that is her. That is Tetraspis. Had her spike bunched up under there. I wasn't aware. So, yep, it didn't have it. I thought it did have, but it don't. Looking around to see what I see that's new. These guys have a bud on them already. Look at how much they've grown since past week. There you go, focus on it. Yep, they've got buds on both of them. Both have bright green buds on them, and they're really taking off. So, yep, the extra nitrogen and the higher feed has been really making these guys grow. But that's what it's supposed to do. You see right there, there's a tiny branch starting on this one. Now, if it'll show, come on. Yep, see it there? A tiny new branch will be starting on that one. If you look everywhere, you'll notice that your old spikes will branch out now. They will be branching, and you'll have a lot more. They'll branch, and they're going to put out new spikes. So keep an eye out for both of those. But like I said, it's a 2-to-1 ratio now for Phalaenopsis that are in growth mode. If they've got leaves like that growing, middle leaves, they need extra food. So what I'm basically doing is I'm doing 150 1500, and I'm doing 50 at 51226. I'm keeping it under 200 still, because I don't ever feed over 200. I just think it's useless. 200 is even too much, honestly. You know, these guys in the wild, they very seldom get, you know, they get 50 to 75 parts per million, if that. Whatever's washed down the side of a tree. It is, you get rainwater out and you test rainwater, and the rainwater is maybe 8 parts per million. Every time it rains, take and test your rainwater, and you will be shocked to see how little parts per million's in them. And, like, you know, maybe monkeys went by one time and pooped, and, you know, the rain's going to wash that down a little bit. It's going to be a little bit higher, but it's still not going to be 200 parts per million. So I really try to keep them on the low side. And the phals are still at 200 parts per million, but my other orchids, I have them down to 130 to 150 parts per million. I'm still doing 1-to-1 ratio with them, but I'm lowering their total. So, because during the winter time, when they're cooler temperatures, they're not growing. They're not doing much. So, yep. So that's what they're getting. But it's really cool to see, you know, what's really the spikes branching and the new spikes coming. So they're all See, like this one, I told you last week, something would be going on. This one would drop that. It's put a new growth out past the end of the bud. So yeah, that's incredible. It is. We'll get rid of that bud so that nothing's in its way. And I think it's going to branch right there. I don't know what that might have been last year it broke there. Yeah, maybe not. It looks awful green, but it definitely, this is all new. So that spike is popping out some more, and I figured it would. They all are. It's starting, the temperatures are cooling off, which is causing this reaction. But when it causes this reaction, you must feed them. Give them higher nitrogen until they start forming buds. And then once the buds come back, you can take them back 1-to-1, and you can lower them to 130 to 150 parts per million. And it works perfect. So yep. So again, I hope if you understand that. If you don't, please feel free to leave it in the comments. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. And that's it. It's for Phal Friday. So with that said, I do appreciate each and every one of you beautiful, wonderful people stopping by and hanging out with me. And bye for now, y'all. Till we meet again.